The Los Angeles Police Historical Society was created to have a location to talk about the history of LAPD. As you know, LAPD is world-renowned. When you see it's in many movies, in Hollywood, we have many film companies that come and film around LAPD facilities, as well as going out writing in the black and white to do stories. It's set in a beautiful Highland Park former police station that the city of Los Angeles has graciously donated the refurbishment of the facility, has leased it back to the Historical Society. You can go in there and see the old jail cells. We have docents that provide a tour of the facility to take you back in time when that was an active police station, having officers work out of there, and it's very cramped quarters, but it is part of history, and it's a perfect location to celebrate the history of LAPD and tell our story.
I understand that you had a visitor there that you gave a personal tour to recently, Justice Lynn Buck Compton. Could you elaborate on who this gentleman was?
Well, he's, to my surprise, and I was honored to know that Justice Buck Compton was also a former LAPD officer. And he joined the department many, many years before I came on as a member, but I was truly honored to have him as a guest at the Historical Society. As we were walking through and some of the displays that he was able to see brought back memories, such as the sports team of baseball, that the LAPD had a baseball team, and he was a part of that. He also talked about some assignments that he had when he was on the department and working detectives. So it was truly an honor to have him tour our museum, to hear his story, and then also we were able to depart from there and spend some time over lunch at another location that is widely recognized, and that's our Elysian Park Police Academy.
He was very happy that he was able to get his buttermilk.
Oh yes, that's true. That's true. And when he ordered it, Claire, the server, knew exactly what he was talking about.
So it must have brought back a lot of fond memories for Justice Compton, visiting the museum and then also the police academy. I also understand that on that particular day, you were quite busy, yet you took time to show him around. That was very gracious of you.
You know, it's always important for us to take the time for those who have served before us. It was May 1st, a very busy day in which the department was in preparation for public demonstrations on May 1st throughout the city. But I thought it was still important to take the time to meet with Justice Compton, to thank him for his service that he's given not only to the LAPD in the city, but also serving in the district attorney's office, as well as in the courts, as well as his country.
And could you share a little bit about the people that have been mentors in your life? Do you have a particular mentor that you can think of that inspired you?
Wow. You know, one particular individual that actually got me involved in law enforcement is a Long Beach police officer. His name is Robert Schroeder. He was my Explorer Post advisor in the city of Long Beach. And if it wasn't for his guidance and his encouragement, and I don't think I would be a police officer today. He clearly showed me that this was a career that had a lot of opportunities. I enjoyed it right from the beginning. I was very inquisitive, asked a lot of questions. And when I was promoted on April 7th of this year, he attended the ceremony. I didn't know whether he was going to be there. He is still an active police officer with the Long Beach Police Department. And I had just heard that he had returned from a tour in Southeast Asia the evening before at 10 p.m., but made the time to come and attend the promotional ceremony the following Monday morning. I was truly honored to have him participate and be there in attendance.
He must have been very proud.
Yes, I'm sure he was. And you talk about mentorship. I think mentoring comes in many forms. I listen to a lot of different people and watch how things are conducted, whether it's in the political arena or just how do you manage and lead others. I've found that throughout growing up, I'd always had this passion for helping others, being part of organizations that were service-minded. And I think that led me to what I'm doing today as a public servant, of continuing to serve the community.
You said you traveled to Japan. Have you felt that you've played a role as a goodwill ambassador, so to speak?
Oh, without question. The first year I had the honor of representing the leadership delegation, the Japanese-American leadership delegation, consisted of about 12 individuals throughout the United States, and they were selected in conjunction with the Council General of Japan here in Los Angeles, New York, and other major cities. We attended 2 days of lessons, of training, of particular issues as it relates to Japan, the culture. I thought it was very, very informative. And then we went on our trip to Japan for, I want to say, 10 days. And it was very moving for me because it was the first time for me to visit Japan. And I was truly impressed with the country, its people. It was somewhat not odd, but to see so many people that look just like you, particularly in traveling in the subway. The efficiency of transportation I found in Tokyo was incredible, with as many people and vehicles. It seems like it moves seamlessly, the transportation within Tokyo. Had the honor to meet a number of distinguished individuals in Japan, and then at the conclusion of that trip, I extended my stay on behalf of the police department to work with at the federal level on trafficking in persons, human slavery. And we had a conference call throughout Japan, as well as Washington, D.C., and discussed those issues that were mutual concerns for both countries. Since then, my family, we returned back to Japan. I took my family, and it was their first time, and we just loved it. We enjoyed Japan. We enjoyed just exploring. We went to Kyoto, and then subsequent to that, when we returned that same year, we involved ourselves with the exchange student program and had a student from Hokkaido stay with us. The hardest part of those exchange is saying goodbye, because you really become close. The great thing about technology is you can remain in communication and contact with them. But since then, we've hosted a number of other students as well. My son has returned back to Japan this past summer and stayed at the Nishihonganji Temple there, and he just thoroughly enjoyed Japan.